How's it going, everyone? Welcome back. Again, Bengals drop one to the Bears. It's tough. These games are early in the season. You want to see the Bengals win. They got a tough schedule this year. A lot tougher than last season. You can start out 2-0 in two games you probably should have won. Going to Pittsburgh, feel a little bit, or playing against Pittsburgh, then you feel a little bit better about things. Pittsburgh's going to be a tough matchup. But you lose one to the Bears after Joey B throws 3 interceptions in a row. Gonna happen. The man was the longest active passing streak there. 200 attempts? He had to outthrow an interception in the NFL prior to that. Guys go through bad spells. It just happens. It is what it is. Question is, though, are we concerned about Burrow? Are we concerned about other parts of this Bengals team 2 weeks into the season? You know, optimistic Bengals fan here. We were saying Bengals got to win 10, 11 games this year. Outsiders looking at this Bengals team saying, yeah, 1-1, that's probably right. They'll probably go 1-2, 1-3, maybe 1-4, probably 2-5. I ain't feeling that way. I tell you what, I'm excited. I am more confident in this Bengals team 2 weeks into the season than I was to start the season. Why? Because this defense, with the exception of the high school football player, what is that little charity the Bengals got going on right now? They let him play 2 weeks in a row, whatever. Just, I don't know, give him a paycheck for a couple. They was being generous about things. What is this guy's name again? Eli Apple. That's what it was. Eli Apple, yeah. I don't know if that's a full year thing or if they're just going to have him around a couple weeks or whatever. But besides that, this defense has been all over the place. All over the place. Compared to last season, if it wasn't for that missed tackle, where Justin Fields slid through, what was it, Hendrickson's arms there on 3rd and long, Bengals probably would have won this game. Momentum was all in their favor, but Justin Fields, big guy, as we know, Buckeyes fans, he's a tough guy to bring down. He really is. That was the difference in the game, though. At the last play you look at, besides the interceptions and whatnot, and that defense played strong. You think Joe Burrow threw 3 interceptions, 3 straight interceptions. Out of that, the defense allowed a field goal. Now, there's a pick 6, but the defense came up strong the other 2. They could have very easily broken down. They came up strong when there was a 3-point game. They made the 2 stops. They missed Justin Fields in that tackle. They would have had the 3 and out there. I was impressed. 2 weeks in a row, I've been impressed with the way this defense is played. I really have been. They've been flying, again, all over the ball carrier. I want to see how they go against Pittsburgh, who likes to throw them screen pass a lot. At least they used to. Next week. Excited, not concerned. I think that defense being good just makes the Bengals that much better. Joe Burrow, 3 straight interceptions. He did hold on to the football a little long in this game. That concerns me. You know why? Because there's 3 elite wide receivers on this team. But then again, when you look at some of the plays being called in this football game, you've seen the guy's not open on some interesting. What the Bengals burn on and what they have last year, this year, is a lot of inside, some seam routes. The slants worked really well. We've seen a lot of deep out routes, a lot of deep ball routes in general. On some of those plays where Joe Burrow just couldn't find somebody. And at the end of the day, you got to remember Bears. This Bears was a top 10 defense last season. It's a solid football team. Solid defense. And you're going to have to try something else where you're, other than making these, maybe it was just some certain play calls that wasn't the best in this game. You've seen when they did get some momentum, T. Higgins made that fumble. You've seen them drop a ball earlier in the game. Jamar Chase, you got some momentum. There was some sparks in this game. But again, I think we've hit on this already. I ain't worried about Joe Burrow. This guy's a competitor. He's going to take a little bit to get the rust off of him. Clearly, the chemistry with Jamar Chase is something special. We brought this up. We tweeted about it, actually. You see a deep ball to Jamar Chase compared to T. Higgins, compared to anybody else on this. It's different. It's special. And that's not a knock on T. Higgins. That's a phenomenal wide receiver. But you see him make that deep ball. There's just some sort of chemistry there between those two where they're ready for it. Last week they threw that deep ball. Chase came back for it. And it was it earlier in the game? I think in my football game here. I'm drawing a blank. Had the guy deep down the field, had a step on him. Bengals? Might have been a fantasy player of mine. I'm drawing a blank on that one, but nonetheless, it was last week we've seen it too, compared to T. Higgins, where it just seems like they get them deep balls. It might have been with T. Higgins, where that chemistry just isn't there yet. But it's going to get there. Give these guys some more reps, some more playing time. You got to remember, he hasn't really played a full season with him yet because of that injury. So it's going to come together. They're not worried about Joe Burrow. Offensive line, a little bit worried. 9 sacks in 2 games. You got to be worried, don't you? I am most concerned again about the play calling. We touched on it before. We're seeing too many run, pass, run, pass, run, pass. It makes things obvious. Run out of the pass or run out of the eye. Pass out of the empty backfield. It's making things too predictable for the opposing team. You got to be unpredictable. You got to disguise a little bit. It doesn't matter. I mean, the greatest quarterbacks in the league, if you got a good defensive coordinator, a good defense that knows how to counter what you're doing, they're still going to, we've seen that before with the Seahawks defense, the Legion of Boom, and everything like that. They're going to find a way to slow down the elite still. You know, you got to be somewhat unpredictable here. That's my biggest concern with the Bengals. It's the play calling. But we've seen in the past couple of years where I thought it was a lot better. So I want to believe that that's going to, trend the right direction. It's going to get straightened out here. I hope. It don't get straightened out. Zach Taylor might not make it through this season, honestly. So I'm going to have to believe it's going to get straightened out. I'm not concerned, though. I'm pumped about these Bengals. How about this defense? What about McPherson, man? Forget about Jake Elliott. This man's nailing them from 50. I've never felt more confident kicking it from 50. Neither is this team clearly. Bringing him out of 53 yards on the 4th down there. Could have went for it. He just said, kick it in there, bud. And he did. Love your guys' thoughts. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.